Hello viewers, my name is Zach Hardy and welcome to the very second episode of the Half Hour Wrestling Podcast. I'm Zach Hardy and I will be talking about 5 different topics today as well as a question after all the other topics are finished. And yes, again, this is the second episode, 1 episode away from tying the longest series on this channel. We've got a few things to talk about. On this edition, we talk about Dean Ambrose's return to wrestling, or return to WWE television, Rollins, Ambrose, and Cena being thrown into the mix with them, Roman Reigns and his surgery, where do the Authority go from here, meaning Kane, Orton, Triple H, and the others, and as well as USW Top Rope 2014 this Sunday. So let's get into it. First off, we will start off with Dean Ambrose's return to WWE television. As you may have known after watching Night of Champions, which I did not put a review out for, but if you were watching, or if you saw it, or saw the night after, Dean Ambrose had returned at Night of Champions, brawled with Seth Rollins, and pretty much carried on from there. Ambrose went on to go to Monday Night Raw, and pretty much go and try to confront the Authority as well as Seth Rollins. John Cena now comes into the mix and starts talking about how Seth Rollins cost John Cena his chance at becoming the WWE champion once again, that John Cena was going to get his hands on Seth Rollins. Dean Ambrose said, "Not before me." So, as we start to, I guess as the WWE starts to try to make us think, oh, Dean Ambrose and John Cena are going to fight, the Authority comes out and they talk about how Seth Rollins will not be competing, and Dean Ambrose would face Kane, John Cena would face Randy Orton later in the night. So Dean Ambrose and John Cena decide to go out of the ring and try to attack Seth Rollins. Kane and Orton try to stop them, they both get taken down, and Seth Rollins scurries into the crowd. Dean Ambrose chases him, John Cena chases him, Seth Rollins ends up getting into a car, driving away. After the Dean Ambrose match, Dean Ambrose had hit the Dirty Deeds on Kane, was about to win until Seth Rollins came to the ring and attacked Dean Ambrose, keeping him from winning. After Seth Rollins beat down on Dean Ambrose, he walked up the ramp, went to go back to the ring and tried to attack Dean Ambrose again, but Dean Ambrose got a steel chair and was like, "Come on, I got a chair, let's go," which made Seth Rollins back down. We saw Seth Rollins going backstage, Dean Ambrose attacked Seth Rollins and was pretty much shoved into a storage closet, and kept there by security guards via the demands of the Authority. Keeping Dean Ambrose away from the rest of Raw, or so we thought. What ended up happening was, in the main event when John Cena and Randy Orton fought off, Seth Rollins and Kane attacked John Cena and kept him from winning. What ended up happening was Kane and Randy Orton and Seth Rollins tried to put John Cena's head through cinder blocks until when Kane picked up the lid to reveal the cinder blocks, Dean Ambrose popped out and attacked Kane, attacked Rollins, attacked Orton. Rollins ran away. Dean Ambrose hit the Dirty Deeds on, I believe, Randy Orton, and John Cena hit the AA on Kane. And that was pretty much how we ended the show. I don't really like how John Cena is being inserted into this rivalry. It's really strange and really stupid to think that John Cena is now a part of a rivalry that he has, no matter what the storyline entails, he has no right in, or no business being in. And I can get that John Cena is being inserted because of Seth Rollins and his actions at Night of Champions, but I'm leaning towards the reason why the WWE put John Cena in that rivalry between Ambrose and Rollins was because I think where they were going with it, I think they were trying to get Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns to team up and try to take Seth Rollins down that way. Since Roman Reigns isn't there anymore, I think they feel like John Cena would be a good fit to help out Dean Ambrose in taking down the Authority. So if Roman Reigns hadn't gotten injured, which we'll talk about in a little while, if Roman Reigns hadn't gotten injured, we probably would have seen 2/3 of the Shield reunited for some amount of time. And I guess we've gotten off the Dean Ambrose return to TV in WWE TV. I guess now we're on the subject of Rollins, Ambrose, and Cena. I feel like it was not clever that the WWE inserted John Cena into the mix with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, but I can understand if they did it. If they did it, and the reason why they did it was because of the reason I'm thinking of, then I would understand why they would do it. Not the best choice, but in this case, I would just keep Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins for a few more months, and then I guess somehow pick up the rivalry again when Roman Reigns came back, so that way Reigns and Ambrose would, be able to have their promo now, because now, if you think about it, it's going to be very hard for Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, once Reigns comes back, it's going to be very hard for Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose to take down Seth Rollins now that John Cena's taken the place of Roman Reigns. Just like at Money in the Bank, if Daniel Bryan hadn't gotten hurt, John Cena wouldn't have been the WWE Champion, and we wouldn't have John Cena versus Brock Lesnar this past Sunday and at SummerSlam. So, it's funny how things change, and it's funny how once something has to be replaced, the way that it was originally entailed, it doesn't happen. So, in my opinion, doesn't seem like they're going to be having a 2/3 of the Shield reunion. Which is sad, and it's upsetting, but there's no real but about it. Yes, it's very upsetting that you don't get to see the Shield, somewhat reuniting, but we only saw Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns team up for one night, without Seth Rollins, and that was the Raw after the Shield broke up because of Seth Rollins. So it would have been cool to see Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose come back as a team or as a unit, because think of the stuff they could have done. Dean Ambrose could have gotten back to the Shield gear just for a little bit, and teamed up with Roman Reigns. You could have seen a little bit of the Shield come back. You could have heard the intro to the Shield theme song. What was it? Sierra Hotel India Lima Delta Shield, or something like that. And sadly, we won't be able to see that. At least I don't think we will be able to see that. So, anyway, leave in the comments below what you think. What you think about this Cena, instead of Roman Reigns being inserted into the Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins feud. On to the subject of the next topic. Roman Reigns has had emergency surgery this past Saturday. I forgot what it was, but it was I think it was a hernia or something like that. And so it's said that he won't be in action for months, which makes me wonder who is going to take their place. Luckily, Dean Ambrose has come back. But what were to happen if Dean Ambrose had to leave again? Raw's fucked. So, Roman Reigns being out of action is going to be a big problem for the WWE, because they want to keep the star power on their roster. They want to keep them healthy. They want to keep them at top potential. So it's going to be hard to do that with Roman Reigns after he comes back from surgery, or after he comes back from rehab, or whatever he's going to do to recover from the surgery. What is he going to do when he comes back? Hell, the bigger question is, what is he going to do? No, when is he going to come back? That's the real question. Is he going to come back before WrestleMania 31, before the Royal Rumble, at the Royal Rumble, at WrestleMania 31? There are all these ways for Roman Reigns to I'm sorry, I can't talk today. I'm losing my train of thought. All I can really say right now is that Roman Reigns being out of action is going to be a big pain for the WWE. Topic number 4, where does the Authority go from here? That's a good question that I like to ask myself. Randy Orton, part of the Authority. Kane, part of the Authority. Triple H, part of the Authority. Stephanie McMahon, part of the Authority. Seth Rollins, part of the Authority, but he's already doing something. The main focal point right now is, what are Kane and Randy Orton going to do? Orton's not going to have anybody to rival with, considering Chris Jericho is not in the picture anymore, and Roman Reigns is no longer in the picture either. And what is Kane going to do? I mean, you can see him as their henchman, but I mean, in my perspective, the biggest problem that the WWE would have would be finding something for Randy Orton to do, because he's a very good talent on your roster. His wrestling ability is very, very good. So where does it go from here? Because I don't see anything that Randy Orton can do. If the world title and the WWE title were still separate, I think he could be the world champion. But then again, who would he rival with? I mean, there are some performers or wrestlers that I see are great talent when it comes to wrestling and when it comes to storylines, but there are very few to none that Randy Orton can actually rival with. I mean, Sheamus, one of those guys, I see him very soon battling with Rusev for the US title, not USW title. I see Cesaro doing something as just a minor feud. The Big Show, maybe, but then he's going to be teaming with Mark Henry, so, well, maybe Bray Wyatt. No, not Bray Wyatt. No. Forget I said that. Maybe he'll go against the Authority. I think that may be the only option that the WWE has right now. Because Randy Orton, even though it's probably not going to happen, he's got nowhere else to turn. What else is he going to do? So, where does the Authority go from here? Seth Rollins is the only one that's doing things that are actually productive. And that are actually interesting. So, before I ramble on about things that don't really matter, and since this half-hour wrestling podcast is not going to be a half hour, I can tell, we might as well just get it done. Why not? Number 5, fifth and final topic of today, USW Top Rope 2014 is this Sunday, well, 2 days from now. I have some stuff written down. The match card are as follows. The kickoff match is going to be James against Chris Ross, tall man Chris Ross. The second match is going to be for the Extreme Championship. It's going to be a no disqualification match. Titanfall is going to defend the Extreme Championship against Crimson Red. Third match is going to be just a singles match. It's going to be Lane against BP Fierce. Fourth match on the card is going to be for the USW World Heavyweight Championship. Capital is going to defend the championship against Seth. And the fifth and final singles match, or fifth and final regular match on the card will be for the USW Championship. Enigma will be defending the USW Championship against Derek Carter. And the final main event, or the main event, will be the top rope match, the 20-man top rope match, and I'll just go down the line. Gringo, Simon Saint, J. Elton B., George Martin, Philip Akron, Indigo Child, Blade, DHIG, Anarchy, Ezra Kills, Eli, MC4, Vicious, Dustin Raymond, Marshall, Benny Franklin, Scene Sheen, Chain Reaction, Bay W, and Fernandez. Those will be the performers in the 20-man top rope match. The winner will earn a championship match against whoever at Bulletproof 7, which will be coming in about 2 months. So the wait is almost over, guys. I'm hoping I can actually beat Derek Carter, which I have some what's the word? I have some confidence in myself when it comes to that. I've beaten him the past 2 or 3 times. Let's see. Pretty much it. Damn it, I can't talk. The first match, in my opinion, I'd say it's a good match to look forward to. Chris Ross versus James. The Extreme title match, I guess I'm looking forward to it. Titanfall and Crimson Red. Third match, not so much. Lane and BP Fierce. The USW World title match, the fourth match, Capital and Seth. Yeah, I can look forward to it, I guess, but not too much hype going into it. The USW title match, Enigma versus Derek Carter. I really can't have any interest in it because I'm the one who's going to be wrestling in it, so I can't really put interest over performance, so I just don't have anything to say about that match except I'm going to win. I better win. You can count on that. I'll try my best. And the Top Row match, whenever there's a specialty match named after the pay-per-view itself, it's kind of exciting, you know. So, yeah, my predictions, I will say kickoff match, Chris Ross going to win. Extreme title match, Crimson Red's going to win. Third match, Lane is going to win. Fourth match, Capital is going to win. Fifth match, I'm going to win. And the sixth match, we'll run down the line. Oh boy. I guess it's going to be a draw between Dustin Raymond, Philip Akron, Anarchy, and that's it. So, maybe MC4 as well. Let's see. MC4, Dustin Raymond, Philip Akron, and Anarchy. I'm gonna say out of those 4, I'm gonna say Philip Akron is gonna win. That's who I think is going to win, because Philip Akron is the kind of guy that has a lot of momentum going into a pay-per-view, whether he wins or loses the week before. He's very tall, he's very agile, he's very sneaky. He can toss you over the top rope without you knowing it until your feet hit the ground. I fought him once or twice before. He's a hard guy to beat. He's a hard guy to even get out of the ring, let alone get over the top rope. So, yeah, he's my favorite to win that match, and that's pretty much all I have that was planned for this podcast. I thought I would have a lot more to say, but I didn't realize that I was already getting into my second topic when I was really supposed to get onto my first topic. So this episode was more like the 20-minute podcast. And now my question for you this week: what will your favorite match at Top Rope 2014 be this Sunday? Your choices are James vs. Chris Ross, Extreme title match, Titanfall vs. Crimson Red, Lane vs. BP Fierce, USW World title match, Capital vs. Seth, or USW title match, Enigma vs. Derek Carter, or the Top Rope match. Pick your choices and leave them in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, guys, please subscribe. It would be really cool if you did. So, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, favorite, and subscribe for more. I'm Zach Hardy, signing off.